Alright, Freshies, welcome to my guide for the trial of one. Buy a Freshie for a Freshie. I know this place can be daunting for a new player. Trust me, I've been there, like, my first few weeks of playing. I'm gonna walk you through, mob by mob, no nonsense. But here, before we get started in the guide, let me give you one golden rule for most mobs in Deepwoken. The golden rule, as I call it. Hit twice, reset. 2 hits, back off, repeat. Stick to that, and you'll survive way more than you think. There are some exceptions, which I'll point out. But for the most part, this rule is your best friend. Let's get into it. So I will be having a keyboard thing so you can monitor my exact movements. So if you don't know what I'm saying, you could just watch the buttons and copy that. So the first for the parry test. I'm not gonna show anything too crazy, just watch my keyboard. And I was gonna say this, you're gonna hold F until all the parry orbs are gone. Do not spam it until, well, they start coming really fast. You just hold it. Just look at my keyboard. If you don't know what I'm saying, that was the purpose of doing this. Just like that, parry trial becomes really easy. Don't overthink it, just hold F, and once you get to the ones where it just keep coming rapidly, just spam it. Alright, Sharko, your first real fight. I want you to stick to the golden rule. Hit twice, then reset. Parry its slashes, which come in a combo of 2. Dodge the kick, which you can tell by the loud noise or the red. Hit twice, reset. Genuinely pretty simple, but I know a guy in my Discord that has been playing for 4 months and can't beat a Sharko consistently. There's not much to it, but that's all you gotta know. Next up, Golem. When it does its spinny move, well, you'll see what I mean by the spinny move. You don't need to follow the golden rule. The golden rule doesn't apply to the spinny move because, well, the spinny move takes forever to go off. So, yeah. Also, I can't really give any advice for the red attack on this guy. It's really fast, so you just gotta be ready for it. But yeah, you can get a lot of free hits on the spinny attack, but you can afford to take hits on the Golem. It's pretty hard to die to the Golem. All of its moves are pretty easy to tell since it's right in your face. But for the laser, wait till it looks like the orb is fully like charged up like the ball, and then just dodge. You can dodge backwards, I prefer that, but it really doesn't matter. Alright, the Thresher, the very first mob that will actually mess you up if you don't play patient. Trial of one is a patience test as much as it is a skill test. The worst you'll do trial of one is if your patience is low. So he's got 3 attacks. If you see a bite, get ready to parry 3 times. If you see 2 swipes with his hands, well, get ready to parry twice. And if you see a tail swipe, get ready for 1 parry. And for a special thing, the burrow, when you see the second red flash, not the first, you see it right now. The second red flash is when you'll dodge. And that makes Thresher not too bad. Little tip, if you have a mantra, instead of doing both hits, you can just hit once and then do your mantra. Now, angels, they're a bit different from the other mobs. Forget the golden rule, you're gonna hit, parry, and just think of it like a player. If you have a mantra like Fireblade or something that guard breaks, spam that. If not, just spam your crit as much as you can. Angels are the most inconsistent since they can have enchants, and sometimes they turn into parry gods, sometimes they take all the hits. They're very inconsistent compared to the other mobs in this. But if you're running fire, you can burn one of the angels, because if one angel dies, well, the other one dies. So running fire for these guys makes it really easy. If not, just kill both. Enforcer, the one I learned trial of one because I lost the Blood Ren build to. Alright, Enforcer is the Freshie killer. Here's where we switch it up. No golden rule, this is all you do. Hit once, parry, reset. That's it. 1 hit, 1 parry, no more. Be patient. And if you see that as posture breaks, you can hit 1 more time. Another thing you can do if you have a mantra, instead of doing your hit with your M1, you can do your hit with like Fireblade or something. Just do your 1 hit parry. Now, you may say, what if he does the feint? Well, you're already parrying, so if you just hold the F button, you're gonna block it. So it becomes really easy because you're not just throwing out M1s willy-nilly. So even if he does feint, as I said, you're already holding F, just continue holding it, and well, it's just gonna hit your block. And this turns the Enforcer from really hard to pretty much easier than a Light Bandit in Arecia. Unironically, Light Bandits are probably harder. Alright, the Stone Knight. The Stone Knight hits really hard, but if you follow the golden rule, he's not too bad. 2 hits, reset. Now, here's the thing that I learned and my friend learned when fighting this guy makes it super consistent. Instead of having to try to think of what he's gonna do, always dodge his first attack. So no matter if he kicks or he swings his sword, always dodge it. And, you know, be prepared to parry the next one, obviously. Or, well, if he doesn't attack, you know, 2 hits, reset. Now, you could tell here that I was struggling, but it's just because I got greedy and wasn't being patient. I'll be real. I still won this fight, but I just had to slow down and not be greedy. And you'll find that kind of what the Trial of One is meant to teach you, patience. Because for some reason, patience in this game is like, has to be super high to do some of these mobs, even though you would think the way how impatient Deepwoken players are, that wouldn't be the case. But no, the combat you actually have to be rather patient at times for some of these mobs. Stone Knight's probably one of the best examples of that. And if you've been wondering what my stats are, or what I've been running, they're right there. I'm literally just throwing random stuff in there. I'm literally just grabbing whatever. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. I've been folding my cards this whole time, so it's not the build carry. I mean, fire is good. I mean, you're most likely gonna run fire or gale already. I mean, even if you're running frost, the only one who's not great at trial is probably Bloodrend and maybe thunder. That doesn't really matter because most of your damage isn't coming from mantras unless you're for like Gale, I guess. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. Next up, the second parry test. Unlike the first parry test, this one you just spam F. This one's like the easiest trial in the whole thing for me, the second to last. Literally just spam F. That's it, you're done. There's nothing else to that trial. You see the keyboard, you see it right there, just do exactly what you see there. If not, it's pretty self-explanatory. At least I hope so. Lastly, the Alpha Sharko. Unironically, the final trial, you don't even have to parry or do anything. Just hit him with everything you got, and he will die before you take enough damage to die. Sure, you can parry, but like, you don't need to. You can do out damage him before he can even hurt you. Like, it's kind of funny how the last 2 trials are the easiest of the Trial of One. But I'm not gonna complain, because basically once you beat Stone Knight, every time it's a home free run. If you're not, well, bad. And yeah, that's the Trial of One, Freshies. Stick to the golden rule, hit twice, reset for most mobs, except for the ones where I've told you otherwise. Don't forget, the golden spin move is a free real estate for hits. The angels are about parry and hit, and the most inconsistent, so don't feel too bad if you die to them. This trial isn't about being flashy, it's about being smart and patient. Keyword, please, for the love of God, be patient. Do not rush it or try to backpedal. It's sometimes better to just stand still. Like, that was my biggest problem. Just learn how to relax, learn how to stand still. Just do that, and then you can learn all the mobs without just, like, getting messed up. Now you made it out the Trial of One. Like, you know, good luck out there. And remember, no depths diving if you can help it. And, yeah, Calaris is the baddest woman in Deepwoken. And, you know, what else do I gotta say? Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe, Zazel Zetza, and peace!
It's Chase Zazel, mother trucker. It's Chase Zazel, snitch.
Let's get some Robux tonight.